voted yes again, 2 voted no, and 14 abstained, just as the first one. Now, for the third charge, abuse of office, 27 voted yes, 1 voted no, while the 14 also once again abstained. That is what is making headlines right now in the country. Kawara Mwangaza has been impeached finally. You know, after knocking on that door for a very long time, it has finally come to pass. Now, moving on to other stories, Collins Jumaisi Kalusha, the main suspect in the murders of at least 42 women whose bodies were dumped in the Kware area of Embakasi, has escaped from Nairobi's Gigiri police station. According to a police report obtained by EBN TV, the suspect escaped with 12 other Eritreans who had been detained at the station for illegal immigration. On Tuesday at around 5 a.m., the officer in charge, Police Constable Gerald Mutuku, made routine visits to the cells with the canteen manager to serve breakfast to the suspects, only to find them missing. Alusha was in the cell waiting to be arraigned in court for the plea hearing. The sub-county police commander, sub-county criminal investigation officer, and the duty officer Gigiri visited the scene and have since launched investigations to locate the suspects. The suspects made headlines after confessing to killing at least 42 women and dumping their bodies in Kware from 2022 to 2024.
13 prisoners escaped from the cells, among them 12 Eritrean nationals who were arrested for being illegally in Kenya, and 1 male murder suspect, namely Collins Jumaisi Kalusha, who is connected with the Kware murder incident. Our preliminary investigation indicated that the escape was aided by insiders, considering that officers were deployed accordingly to guard the station. Consequently, I have interdicted 8 officers who were on duty last night, among them the Kikiri Sub-County Police Commander, OCS, Kikiri Police Station, Duty Officer, Duty NCO, Station Cards and Report Office personnel. The matter is currently under investigation by Internal Affairs Unit, and any person found culpable will face full force of law. We have launched manhunt to rearrest the escapees. We further appeal to the members of public with any information that may lead to the rearrest of the suspect, especially the murder suspect, Collins Jumaisi Kalusha, to report to the nearest police station or through the police hotline numbers 999 or 112 or 911 or 0800 722-203 or our ex-handle Fichua DCI. The officers or the prisoners who escaped from prison today are 13 in number. They are not all serial killers. It so happened that one of them is among the serial killer. And that's why we are appealing to the public and you as our Fourth Estate team to assist us in getting hold or rearresting of this guy who we are really looking for.
Now, away from that, the death toll in a horrific car incident in the Miga area near Salga has risen to 14 people after 5 more bodies were retrieved from the mangled wreckage of the bus and 1 more succumbed while receiving treatment. 55 other passengers sustained various injuries and are being treated at various hospitals in the area. According to Jasper Ombati, the regional police commander, Rift Valley, the Tuesday 4 a.m. accident involved a coast bus on its way to Mombasa from Kakamega, carrying a yet to be determined number of passengers. 11 passengers from the bus succumbed, as well as 2 others from the private car. Rescue efforts began on Tuesday morning with fears that more bodies could be trapped in the bus's mangled wreckage. The Kenya Red Cross said it dispatched response teams following the morning accident and confirmed that 36 people were being treated at Coptic and Molo hospitals.
Kuna baba alikuwa anasema hapo ndani ya gari haijafanywa service. So tukakuja but gari ilikuwa inashindwa kupanda milima. Tukafika Kericho. Watu wakasema hatuwezi endelea na safari. Mtushukishe kampuni angalie gari nyingine tufanyaje itupeleke Mombasa. So watu wakakasirika hadi wakaslap madereva wakawaambia watafute gari lingine tupeleke wapi? Mombasa. Wao wakashika wakasema kuna mechanic anatoka Kisumu. So mechanic akakuja akajaribu kutengeneza gari kanguruma. Tumekaa Kericho from saa 1 hadi saa 7. Tumetoka saa 8 tuna 20 hapo. Tukikuja hivi gari kaanza kuja kwa kasi, inapita bumps haraka sana. So watu wakaanza kusema shida iko wapi, shida iko wapi? Hadi mwingine anasema atamulia mtoto hapo. Sasa ndo watu wakasema aje acheni kupiga kelele. Driver amesema breki imekatika. Sasa tukakuja tu tunapita bumps mbio. Ndio hiyo gari kanini ikagonga hiyo gari kapo hivyo. Tukaanguka chini. Mimi nikajipata tu kwa mwisho hivyo.
Now, yesterday marked the conclusion of a 2-day impeachment hearing for Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza as she prepared to mount a defense against a litany of accusations. The Senate subsequently determined whether the charges leveled against her were substantiated. The governor has assembled a legal team comprising of 6 advocates to fight for her political career. Spearheading her defense are lawyers Elisha Ongoya, Elias Mutuma, supported by Brida Kimathi, Robert Mutembe, Edgar Busienga and Collins Mwenda. Monday's proceedings, which stretched late into the night, saw Governor Mwangaza vehemently refute all charges brought against her by the Meru County Assembly. The allegations included gross violation of the Constitution and other laws, including gross misconduct and abuse of office. Businessman Jimmy Wanjigi has left the court after being released on a 10 million Kenya shillings bond. He was released pending a ruling on whether the court will defer his plea, taking on allegations of being in possession of unlicensed firearms. Chief Magistrate Susan Shitubi at the same time directed Wanjigi to deposit his passport in court pending the ruling to be delivered on the 12th of September.
You can see my family here. We have been through a lot of trauma. I want to thank them for standing with me during the last 2 or 3 weeks of what you call crooked Ruto's anarchy. Crooked Ruto's anarchy. And I want to address William Samoei Ruto here. The courts today have upheld the constitution of this country. And you seem to be trying to live in an era that has long passed. William Ruto, why do you fear me? If you fear me, be a man. Come and deal with me properly, kiwanjani ya siasa. Not in my home, terrorizing my family, and not in these courts with trumped up charges. You are afraid that we are redefining the politics of this nation. We are moving away from a myopic tribe and region. Your useless kutenga and lies. We have now moved to the realm of the truth and issue-oriented politics, based primarily today on the economy of Kenya. Debate me on the economy. Don't try and create criminality in your muck. I'm not going to join your pigsty. It is a pigsty.
Our President William Samoei Ruto has yesterday morning sworn into office the Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya, Ms. Dorcas Agik Odong, and the Cabinet Secretary of the East African Community Affairs and Regional Development, Beatrice Askul. The AG becomes the first female Attorney General of Kenya, having worked as the Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions.
I, Dorcas Agik Odong Odwor, being appointed as the Attorney General of Kenya, do swear that I will at all times be faithful to the Republic of Kenya, that I will obey, respect, and uphold this Constitution of Kenya and all other laws of the Republic.
I, Beatrice Askul Moe, being appointed a Cabinet Secretary of Kenya, do swear that I will at all times be faithful to the Republic of Kenya, that I will obey, respect, and uphold this Constitution of Kenya and all other laws of the Republic.
I am very confident with your experience, being grown up from the ranks, and I think you become the first person to grow through the ranks at the Attorney General office and become the legal head of that institution. And therefore, I have no doubt in my mind that you have what it takes to get that office to appropriate its place in the service of the nation. You are aware also that there is need to expand the footprint of the Office of the Attorney General to take care of litigations and legal requirements in different parts of the country. That again will be another step that you may consider, and we will be working with you to make sure that people access justice on time and government gets legal representation to protect the greater interest of the people of Kenya.
Now, in the same spirit of approvals, the Senate has approved the nomination of Douglas Kanja as Police Inspector General. The development follows a recommendation by a joint committee of Parliament that vetted Kanja last week. The National Assembly's National Administration and Internal Security and Senate's National Security Committee said Kanja is fit for the job. While debating the motion on Kanja's nomination, the senators heaped praises on him as an experienced police officer. However, the lawmakers challenged him to implement reforms and change the image of the National Police Service.
I beg to move that this House adopts the National Assembly Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security and Senate Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations. On the approval on the report on the approval hearing of Mr. Douglas Kanja Kirocho, nominee for appointment to the position of Inspector General of the National Police Service, pursuant to Standing Order 2236 of the Senate Standing Orders.
We should not be hearing only of the police when we have seen people die, or when there are accidents, when there are attacks. Come out and tell us this is the plan, this is how we are executing. You should be part and parcel of our lives, because security is our life also. Security is part and parcel of our life. You should be coming to the televisions, to the radios, to the whatever, speaking to us of your plans, so that we don't wait for things to happen. That's when we see you. We want you to tell us in advance that I will be coming to Tana River County, and this is the plan. We have this number of police stations. This is what we are doing, so that we walk with you. Mr. Speaker, I really want to commend to this Senate and even effectively the Republic of Kenya, this new officer who has served for so many years, 39 years, with distinction.
I believe that he is a man who's capable of understanding that he must be seen to offer justice, he must be seen to be fair, and he must be seen to be a person who's willing to make Kenya a better place than he found it.
Now that marks the end of the first segment, or a first session, where we were recapping the things that were making headlines that is over yesterday. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we shall be having the newspaper review. This is EBN TV. Do not touch that dial. Sorry, excuse me. Welcome back to the newspaper review. This is EBN TV Morning Live. My name is Consolata Chivalonza. Thank you very much for choosing to be with us this amazing morning. We have the newspapers. I have the newspapers here with me. But before we go to excuse me, can we just take a short break? Sorry about that. Well, I am okay. Let's get it on now. First and foremost, allow me to start with the Star newspaper. The Star, lawmakers moot new plan to ease varsity fee agony. Then, of course, there's the photo of 13 killed, which is now 14, in early morning crash near Salga. The photos are there, quite a disturbing scene. At the back is back in action. Wanyonyi, a rope clash again as Kibiwot dares El Bakali at Silesia DL meeting. Now, that is what the Star is going with this wonderful morning. And just to also mention the same happening in the Standard newspaper. What bursaries? Members of Parliament radical plan for free education. Now, new model described as an injustice to students as MPs push for reforms with a call to consolidate all kitties and funds, including HELB, Universities Fund, and bursaries doled out by MPs, governors, and MCAs to make university and college education free for all. That is what the Standard newspaper is going with this wonderful morning. Now, 9,720 is the number of students who appealed their wrongful placement in family income bands, out of which 5,087 were successful. At the very tail end is Mwangaza fights to see the light amid flurry of accusations. We already know what happened about that. If you're just joining us, Mwangaza Kawira is now the former Meru governor, as she was impeached yesterday night. Now, new Attorney General, Odwor to confront 700 million Kenyan shillings awards in legal cases. President Ruto witnesses the swearing in of Dorcas Odwor as Attorney General and directs her to work with other agencies to offer robust legal representation to the government. Now, relief as court nods to Finance Act 2023. The Supreme Court has allowed the government to collect taxes under current regime after it suspended the Court of Appeal's judgment striking down Finance Act 2023. Quite something right there. The countdown is on. Who could be on the move? Sterling's future at Chelsea in doubt, while Sancho and Guehi could be in line for exit. Transfer window closes in less than a fortnight, with EPL clubs set to make more signings. That is exactly what the Standard is going with. And if I just for our sports fans, we are getting to week 2 of the Premier League. That will be Saturday, the 24th of August. We'll have a second batch of matches already currently, according to the Premier League table right now. Number 1 is Brighton, number 2 is Arsenal, number 3 is Liverpool, number 4 is Man City, number 5 is Aston Villa. Anything beneath that is beneath my mentioning. Hello, Mika. Now, we have matches coming on this weekend. Brighton versus Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspurs versus Everton, Southampton versus Forest, Fulham versus Leicester. Man City will be getting on it with Ipswich, Crystal Palace with West Ham. Then on Sunday, of course, Arsenal will be beating Aston Villa. And then Bournemouth versus Newcastle, Wolves versus Chelsea, and then on Monday, closing the week, 2 matches will be Liverpool versus Brentford. So may the best team win, may the best teams win, and mostly may Brighton win more. Now, those are the things we're watching out for come week 2 of the match of the EPL, or the English Premier League, which sums up the Standard newspaper. Moving on to the Daily Nation. Daily Nation, inside job, 8 officers detained pending investigations. Now revealed how rogue police let suspects escape. Now the Nation has pieced together how 13 detainees, including suspected serial killer Collins Jumaisi Khalusha, who was said to be charged with murder after he was arrested in connection with the Kware killings, broke out of the police cells. Now, Acting Inspector General, actually the Inspector General of Police, Gilbert Masengeli, arrives at the Gigeri police station in Nairobi, where 13 suspects, including murder suspect Collins Jumaisi Khalusha, escaped from police custody, right? Now, just to weigh in on this Kalusha, if you were innocent as much as you claimed, you shouldn't have escaped. But somebody else might differ with me and say the system is corrupt, the system might not allow. But at the end of the day, you escaping, now you can be legally charged for that just the action of escaping or getting out of escaping from police detention. That's a crime in itself. So even if you were innocent for the killings, now you are guilty of such, and the whole nation knows. So it's not looking good for you and the Eritreans. Now, bribery claims as Kawira fights hard for survival. I will not mention that. You already know Kawira Mwangaza has been impeached. Now, why Mount Kenya leaders want 50 peace plus one rule abolished? That is what the Daily Nation is focusing on. Then bursaries proposal could be path to free education. Higher Education Department accused of poor communication on the new funding model. Story on the daily newspaper. Get yourself a copy, especially if you want to know how the 13 people or the 13 detainees were able to escape police custody. The Daily Nation has that story for you. And that marks the end of this Wednesday's EBN Morning Live. My name is Consolata Chibalonza. Thank you very much for keeping me company. I'll see you at 1 p.m., but mostly, let me see you at the International Interdenominational Faith Summit that is happening right here. Maybe we can cross paths. If you make it here, do make sure to say hi, and I will say hi back. It's happening, the International Interdenominational Faith Summit 2024 here at RGC Buruburu, Redeemed Gospel Church Buruburu, also known as the Blessed Hope Center. It is going down. It is free of charge. We have great speakers lined up. Food is there. Great hospitality team, great sermon, a great time, and a great time to be in the presence of the Lord God Most High. Indeed, it is a time you do not want to miss. I will see you there. I will see you at 1 with the EBN TV news at 1. Until next time, or in the next few minutes, God bless.